Never underestimate the joy people derive from hearing something they already know. With 4 parameters, I can fit an elephant, and with 5, I can make him wiggle his trunk, as my friend Johnny von Neumann once said. The fact that there are no restrictions on how lethal this weapon can be makes its very existence and knowledge of its creation a threat to all of humanity. When viewed from any angle, it is inevitably evil. For these reasons, we think it's critical that the President of the United States explain to the American people and the rest of the world why we believe that starting the development of such a weapon is unacceptable from an ethical standpoint. Some people continue to follow tradition because they are overwhelmed by the vastness and grandeur of the cosmos. For me, the classic existential meltdown followed by acting strange for the next half-hour strategy works well. But everyone has an emotion. Men must accept whatever fate Mother Nature has in store for them, no matter how terrible it may be, for ignorance is never preferable to knowledge. Trying to halt the advancement of knowledge is not a smart idea. Never is ignorance preferable to knowledge. I wasn't sure what to think about this topic before I arrived here. After listening to your lesson, I still don't understand. But on a greater scale, who is present where? In a million years or so, humans could hypothetically colonize the galaxy, and if they succeeded, astronauts from earlier civilizations could do the same. Why then don't they visit Earth? Never undervalue the pleasure people have when hearing something familiar. A measurement is all that experimental confirmation of a prediction is. A discovery is an experiment that contradicts a forecast. If the result supports the hypothesis, you have made a measurement. Otherwise, there are 2 alternative outcomes. You've made a discovery if the outcome conflicts with your theory. Discovery is when an experiment contradicts a forecast. I would have been a botanist, young man, if I could have remembered the names of these particles. Ignorance is never preferable to knowledge. I am at a loss for words when trying to identify any traits that Nobel Prize-winning physicists shared in common, not even intelligence. When asked what he meant by a miracle, he said, "Oh, anything with a probability of less than 20%. The Bible does not explicitly state that all natural laws can be expressed linearly. Naturally, the key to building a chain-reacting machine is to ensure that each fission generates a specific number of neutrons, some of which will then generate further fission." One would be prompted to wonder if the scientists made the right decision in presenting the world's leaders with this terrible issue. There was actually no other option. Any attempt to stop it from happening once the fundamentals are understood would be fruitless, like trying to stop the Earth from rotating around the Sun. It is well known that the first and most significant step towards its solution was made only 19 years ago by the late Lord Rutherford, who began the method of the nuclear bombardment. Even though the problem of transmuting chemical elements into one another is much older than a satisfactory definition of the very concept of chemical element,